Hello everybody and welcome to The United Stand. What did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer get wrong against Arsenal? Some would say turn up. I mean, look, I think that if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was not a legend of Manchester United, he would be long gone. He's living on reputation. New year, new start. Something needs to change at Manchester United. And I know the board's bad, and I know recruitment's bad, and I know Woodward's bad, but it doesn't mean you can't change something. And I think at Manchester United, we're almost at that point now where it's... I mean, look, I don't even get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer anymore and his coaching. I don't, and it's very sad. And I didn't expect to be saying this so early in a new year, but I don't see a way back. I think this is the worst start to the Premier League season we've ever had. He's worse than Moyes, he's worse than Van Gaal, he's worse than Mourinho. He's smiling after losing, and I'm so glad Van Persie came out and said you can't be doing that. You don't smile after a game like that, because I saw the pictures before I saw the interview and I was like, that must be from a different interview. What are you smiling about? And what we're living in world now is, I think Ollie's recognised he's useless and is now trying to just play this happy-go-lucky, I'm positive everybody like me to keep me in a job attitude. And I think fans are getting tired of it. And I think I'm going to call him Ollie Boy from now on. Del Boy and Rodney, Ollie Boy and United fans, because we're the plonkers and he's the guy with the dream. If you've never watched Only Fools and Horses, and I'm sure a lot of you have watched it over Christmas, there's a character called Del Boy, and he just goes, he's basically a market trader who tries to live beyond his means and always talks about being a millionaire next year, and it never happens. And he's got all these ideas, but it's this time next year we'll be millionaires, and Rodney, his plonker brother, just goes along believing it. And I think we're the plonker brothers because we love Ollie Boy, and Ollie's there every week going, this time next week we'll be millionaires. Change it a little bit. We're on the right track. We're building something here. And we're not building anything. We're not building anything. It's just words. We're not building a thing. And smiling about it and being positive about it. Tactically inept. I mean, look, how many times are we going to see this? Rodgers has been in a job less than Ollie. He's got a team playing really well. Lampard's been in half the time Ollie's been in. He's got a philosophy. Arteta's been there a couple of weeks. He's not even unpacked his suitcase, and he's playing Ollie off the park. Ollie's been at United over a year. We don't know the philosophy. We don't know the tactics. There is no vision. The club's in a bloody mess. It's in a worse position it was than when Mourinho was sacked. That's a fact. He's talking about the future all the time. The only tactic he's got is defensive relegation, counter-attacking football. And counter-attacking football is not a tactic. It's sit back and hit a team on the break. It's cowardly. And it works occasionally, but it's not a plan A. And we're getting found out for it. He comes out in the press conference yesterday. Look, what did he get wrong yesterday? Picking Lingard was childish. It was literally childish. We are picking a YouTube star, an Insta personality in one of the biggest games of the season. He's got no assists. He's got no goals. He's got no form. He's not playing well. He should be nowhere near the starting lineup. But because he danced there last year, let's start him in one of the biggest games of the season. Pereira should have started. I don't know what Ollie... I mean, that's just sentimentality, fantasy management. And that was awful. That was awful. I also would have picked Greenwood over James. Don't know how many people go with me on that one, but I think Greenwood over the last month has been far more productive than Dan James. And I like Dan James, but I would have gone with Greenwood. And Greenwood came on for 20 minutes, half an hour, and he did actually get a shot off. So Dan James for me isn't playing as well as Greenwood. So I thought tactically team-wise he got that wrong. I think tactically it was a disgrace. Arsenal got an early goal and they just sat back against us and we couldn't break them down. Ollie said creativity wasn't the problem in his post. In between his massive smile, he said that creativity wasn't the problem. How many times did we create chances yesterday? So of course creativity is a problem. We're in a world now where it's very dangerous because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is telling lies. He's putting stuff out there to protect himself. We're building a vision. We're on the right track. In the future we'll be good. Creativity is not the problem. I tell you what, we're at a very sad state now. I was thinking this morning, and I'll ask this question of you. Would you spend money in January? Because if we spend money in January, we're backing this manager. Should he, we said it with Van Gaal a few years ago. Don't spend in January because it means we're keeping the manager beyond the summer. I don't know. I mean, look, we need to sign players, but does Ollie deserve to get money now? I mean, that's a relevant question. I would say yes, because we do need players, but should it be this manager getting it? I don't know. And also on that, he's now talking about needing midfielders only because Pogba and McTominay were injured. Why didn't you get midfielders in the summer? Why has this not been a chat all along? He said in his post-match review that I was happy with Matic and Fred last night. I'm happy to keep picking them. They're shit, mate. Like, they played okay last night, but they're not good. Arsenal's midfield's not good. This is not the barometer for a Manchester United football side. And we are in a bloody big mess with a coaching setup that is clueless, too easy to play against. Selections that, I tell you what, somebody said it last night and they're right. When Mourinho put McTominay at centre-back against West Ham and we lost, many people said, that's it, that's it, I'm done. I feel that picking Lingard last night is worse than that. You know, you're picking a player that is awful and playing him in one of the most important positions in a big game like that. And you got schooled, you got embarrassed, you got so many things wrong. Smiling after a bloody match like that. I mean, I could not. I had to watch that this morning. He is openly smiling about losing. Not losing, but after a game like that, he is openly smiling. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And the club should be looking at that. Because I don't know what the vision for the club is apart from cowardly stubbornness just to stick with something that's not actually growing. But I'm tired of listening to, we're building something, we're on the right track, we'll get there eventually. And the thing is, people need to wake up to this. It's a load of crap. Like, you cannot keep saying, after over a year, we're on the right track and we're building something, when other clubs have got managers that have been their clubs far less than you, and they actually are building something. It doesn't take a year fans shouldn't have to wait a year and still be saying, what's the philosophy then? Arsenal, Arteta, you can see what he wants to do within a couple of weeks. You could see what Lampard wanted to do in a couple of weeks. Rodgers in a couple of weeks. A year, and we don't know what Ollie wants to do. And that's because he doesn't know what he's doing either. He's out of his depth. His coaches are out of their depth. The fitness department's a disgrace. Recruitment's not good. Woodward and co are useless. All these things are true, but actually, on the football pitch, we're an embarrassment. Those players are playing for him as well. They like him. They love Ollie. And they still cannot produce anything because the coaching is abysmal. That result last night was coaching. Tactical mess. And still, people are saying, give it time, we're going to get there. He's been there a year. How many games has he managed now? And all we see is counter-attacking cowardly football. There is no philosophy. There is no vision. And yet we keep being sold it. And I would say to Manchester United Football Club, stop falling for the nonsense that's coming out and whatever's going in your little meetings. Get somebody who knows football to watch the last few months of Manchester United and give an honest opinion. And they will say, that is League One football. The tactics are atrocious. You are not going anywhere. There is no sprouts of a path to go down of positivity and a vision. The philosophy is broken. All you have are words about we're on the right track. We're building something. What are we building? What are we building? Gomez and Chong are our future and they're about to leave. Pogba's our best player who you're forced to keep. And now we're getting quotes about his people decided he wanted an injury. His people? He plays for Manchester United. We've got a fitness department. We decide when he has an operation and not his people. Who are his people? His bloody chef? His cleaner? Like, what's going on with that? There is a total lack of leadership. I think everybody who says Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a puppet has a right to say it. Manchester United are being run by Woodward and co, who are clueless, and we've just got puppets on strings below it playing a tune, and it's enough. It's enough. It's enough. We're going to get worse in this decade. Things need to change, and they need to change fast. And if Manchester United are thinking about dawdling through a transfer window, talking about a challenging market where we want midfielders, but it's hard to get them, we've needed midfielders for a year. Ander Herrera told United he was going a year ago. Fellaini went a year ago, and we still haven't got midfielders in. And we're now looking for midfielders because McTominay and Pogba are injured. We should have been looking at them for the last 12 months. We're a joke. We're out of our depth. We're an embarrassment. And look, we'll probably beat Wolves on Saturday and get stuffed by Man City, then beat Norwich. We're not going to go on this run of losses because we've still got players that can win us games. But we are going to be inconsistent. You can't trust the team. The philosophy and tactics are broken. I don't even think they're broken. Did we ever have any? But Ollie, you got loads wrong against Arsenal, and the biggest thing for me is you don't ever come out after an interview, after a game, and start smiling after like that. You're a legend of the club. You know what these games mean, and you've pissed off a lot of fans. I'm sorry. And look, there's always a way back while you're in the job. Of course there is, but stop talking about nonsense. You know, you're going to be... You're Ollie boy, Del Boy's bloody son. talking about being a millionaire next year. We're living in the now. We only ever live in the now. And I don't see what we're all about at the moment. Get a like on the video, smash subscribe if you're new, and also please do check the fan cams out. Fantastic fan cams from last night. Some of them went up quite late. We've got Troops, Ricky's was really good, Saeed, loads went up last night, so give them a watch, because I tell you what, even the Arsenal lads, even DT spoke sense about United, so check them out. I've popped a link in the video description for you.